Topping today's news, the government begins public consultation on its energy reform initiatives. The Bahamas receives an award for its debt for nature swap transaction. The Ministry of National Security clarifies circumstances surrounding Defense Force officers in Haiti, and a 22-year-old man shot and killed off Yamakwa Road early this morning. JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Having signed a number of renewable energy and mixed fuel power purchase agreements in recent weeks, today in Parliament, the Prime Minister tabled a document titled Securing the Bahamas Energy Future, which is a summarized version of the overall energy reform plan. The Prime Minister said there are no countries in the world that are integrating renewable energy on the scale that the Bahamas is doing, as the government energy reforms are not quick fixes, but they will benefit generations to come.
We are confident that we have designed these partnerships to deliver change for Bahamian households as quickly and comprehensively as possible. Through a careful and deliberate selection of strategic partners and vendors, we have diversified our operational, financial, and strategic risks. We are building resilience into the very fabric of our plan, positioning our reforms and our country to succeed in the widest possible range of scenarios. Madam Speaker, we have developed and launched the most comprehensive energy reform initiative in our nation's history. These new energy reform will serve as a foundation for modern life, serve as a foundation for opportunity, serve as a foundation for prosperity. We are lowering the energy costs. We are upgrading our energy infrastructure. We are creating opportunities for Bahamians, and we are transitioning toward renewable energy. It's time, long past time, to end random power outages, load shedding, and catastrophic failures.
The Prime Minister said the energy future for the Bahamas is bright, and the reforms will also help BPL recover from its debt after being nearly $500 million in debt. He explains how.
The reforms will also help BPL return to fiscal health. In fact, our integrated strategy will generate $87 million in annual savings for BPL. $43 million will be generated from eliminating costly rental generators. $13 million will be generated from structured legacy debt repayments. $15 million will be due to operational streamlining. $12 million will be attributed to increased reliability in New Providence and the Family Islands. And $4 million will come in from dividends related to the Bahamas Grid Company. That's the savings. These savings, Madam Speaker, will accumulate until BPL's entire $500 million debt is erased.
The Prime Minister said the savings due to the energy reforms will also allow BPL to address its pension obligations and remove the need to purchase rental generators, especially during the hot summer months. In Parliament today as well, Prime Minister Davis announced that the Bahamas Debt Conversion Project for Marine Conservation, or Debt for Nature Swap, has been recognized by International News and Data Service Global Capital as the Environment, Social, and Governance Deal of the Year at the Latin America Bond Awards 2025, which will be held in New York. The Bahamas successfully secured $300 million in long-term external liquidity at a highly favorable fixed coupon rate of 4.7%. The proceeds were used to repurchase and retire existing external commercial debt. Mr. Davis says the award is a significant industry acknowledgement of the Bahamas' leadership.
This award is an industry recognition of the Bahamas' leadership in designing innovative financing solutions to further climate resilience objectives and honors the country's dedication to both ocean conservation and sound fiscal management. The transaction is expected to generate $124 million in funding for marine conservation over a 15-year period, supporting efforts to protect the Bahamas' critical marine ecosystems, combat climate change, and preserve resources vital to the nation's economy, livelihoods, and cultural heritage.
The transaction was completed in November of 2024. Economic Affairs Minister Michael Halkitis will be in New York to accept that award on behalf of the Bahamian government. Opposition leader Michael Pintard and Deputy Leader Shannon Dawn Cartwright were both critical of the government for its neglect in answering questions pertaining to the concerns from the opposition as well as concerns from the Bahamian people in general on any number of subject matters. Mr. Cartwright, though, said one of the things which concerns him is the status of Royal Bahamas Defense Force officers now serving in Haiti.
The fundamental question the Bahamians are asking now is, what is the status of the safety of the men and women who are there in Haiti? We have been made to understand that there are growing concerns, and we wish for the government to be transparent about the status of the situation in Haiti, especially as it relates to the safety of the men and women there, and so that a determination can be made about where we are headed as it relates to this policy and how do we continue to protect the lives and the interests of the men and women of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. And so
Meanwhile, even before the opposition deputy leader made his comments today, the Ministry of National Security responding to social media posts alleging that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force officers deployed to Haiti have been abandoned, unpaid, and placed in unsafe conditions. Well, the ministry says these claims are inaccurate and do not reflect the facts on the ground. In a statement, the ministry says all deployed officials, or officers rather, and Marines continue to receive their full salaries and benefits. In addition to their regular salaries, they were also paid at the beginning of the deployment the full 6 months of hazard pay and hardship allowance at the highest rate, and deployment allowance 25% more than the highest deployment paid for RBDF personnel deployed anywhere else. The ministry adds the welfare of its personnel has remained a top priority and that officers have had access to direct communication with government officials and heads of mission, which allow open dialogue on any concerns they may have. Additionally, Commander Julian Smith, the Bahamas Chargé d'Affaires in Haiti, has personally visited the Bahamian officers to provide support and assess conditions. The ministry also reiterated that Defense Force officers are not engaged in frontline patrols with the Haitian National Police or the Kenyan contingent. Instead, they are assigned to command roles and support functions within the logistics support area in line with the terms of their deployment. The ministry urges the public to refrain from spreading misinformation and to seek clarification through official channels should concerns arise. And finally, in this segment, a 22-year-old man is dead after having been shot this morning in the eastern area of New Providence, just off Yamacraw Hill Road. He was taken to hospital but died there as a result of his injuries. Police say the victim was seated in a vehicle in front of a residence around 6 a.m. when a white Japanese vehicle pulled up. One of the males exited, produced a firearm, and after a brief conversation, shot the victim multiple times. According to JCN's records, this is the 26th murder for 2025. As of April 23, 2024, there were already 43 murders on record. This comes, though, after a brazen shooting at Arawak Key on Monday night that claimed the life of a male and sent another to hospital with serious injuries. Police are asking anyone with information in relation to any of these criminal matters to contact them. You can remain anonymous by calling 328-TIPS, 328-8477. You're listening to JCN News. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.